So hi and welcome to my YouTube channel, The Intuitive Composer. And just to remind you, the first symphony is entitled Roots and deals with musical ideas that I've been kicking around in my head for a number of years. The first movement was entitled Klezmer to Celtic. The second movement was a theme and variations. The third movement was entitled Mozart's Jig. And this fourth movement, I guess I will tentatively entitle Sullivan's Chorale and Finale. And the beginning really is derived from an idea of how Sir Arthur Sullivan would write a finale for an operetta, and you can hear strains of HMS Pinafore in this one occasionally. But there are many other musical influences in this one as well, and they aren't specific. Mozart, Beethoven, Dvorak, Schubert's Unfinished Symphony, and probably many others that I'm not even aware of. The movement begins with a chorale and then moves on to a second theme, which has much more of a sense of movements and counter movement in it. So, and you'll see that the themes interplay with each other, and as some go up, some go down, and so on. It's not strictly a fugue, but it has that kind of sense of it, and then it moves back into the finale again. At the end, I will give you a link to my full YouTube channel with all four movements of this first symphony for your listening pleasure. As I've said in other videos, I'm not trying to sell you anything. This is just for fun, for enjoyment, and to learn a little bit about how an amateur like me composes. And I don't purport to be an expert in musical composition. I've been doing this for about 5 years, and I'm learning as I go, and I hope that people who are listening and may be inspired to write some of their own music will also learn as they go. My next video is going to be a how to do it. I'm going to take the digital audio workstation that I work in, Reaper, and show you how to modify the MIDI editor to make it much more simple and intuitive and quick to do MIDI editing of multiple voices and multiple tracks, so that you can get orchestral voicings relatively quickly. Now, all of that has some grunt work to it, but I've tried to minimize the grunt work and actually make it simple and fun to do. So I will be doing that in the next video. That's going to take me a while to do. Don't expect it for at least a couple of weeks. In the meantime, here is the fourth movement of my first symphony, Finale and Chorale according to Sullivan. Here the theme is reorchestrated and developed. This is a transition to a new theme. And this kind of follows as a transition. Movement and counter movement. repeated in a minor key. What comes next? You can hear how one part follows from the previous part. This is a new theme, but it does relate to what came previously. And now a transition to the chorale. Repetition with variation. And finale. Surprise. That's all, folks.